Hey everyone, and welcome back to AI Paper Podcast. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a paper that's tackling a pretty massive challenge in nuclear fusion.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Plasma turbulence.
That's right.
The paper is called 5D Neural Surrogates for Nonlinear Gyrokinetic Simulations of Plasma Turbulence, and it's using AI to possibly revolutionize how we study and control this incredibly complex phenomenon.
Yeah, it's a fascinating paper that proposes using a neural network,
Okay?
specifically a 5D swim unit, to predict these simulations. The researchers were able to train it to predict these key physical quantities, like heat flux and electrostatic potentials,
Okay.
in a fraction of the time that it takes traditional methods. We're talking about simulations that used to take weeks being crunched down to mere milliseconds.
Wow.
That's 2 orders of magnitude faster.
That's incredible. So this paper is proposing we use AI to essentially create a shortcut to these complex simulations.
Exactly. They're using the AI to create what they call a surrogate model. So instead of running the full computationally expensive simulation, every time we can use this AI surrogate to predict the outcome in a fraction of the time.
That's pretty incredible. But before we get ahead of ourselves, can you explain what these gyrokinetic simulations actually are and why they're so important for fusion energy?
Sure. So at the heart of these simulations is this challenge of modeling plasma turbulence.
Okay.
Plasma, often called the fourth state of matter, it's this superheated gas where atoms are stripped of their electrons.
Right.
And in fusion reactions, we're trying to force atomic nuclei to fuse together to release energy. The problem is these plasmas are incredibly turbulent and unpredictable.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Imagine trying to predict the movement of millions of tiny particles all interacting with each other in this chaotic dance.
Yeah, to model this dance, we need to solve for something called the 5-dimensional distribution function.
Right.
This function describes how the particles are distributed in the plasma. Why is simulating it so computationally expensive?
Because it involves 5 dimensions.
5 dimensions.
Each dimension represents a different variable.
Okay.
Like the position of a particle in 3-dimensional space.
Okay.
Its velocity, and even the direction of the magnetic field.
Got it.
Trying to simulate all of this is like trying to solve a multi-dimensional jigsaw puzzle where the pieces are constantly moving.
Sounds complicated.
It is. To make things a bit simpler, this paper focuses on what is known as the adiabatic electron approximation.
Okay.
This basically assumes that the electrons in the plasma respond instantly to changes in the electric field, allowing the researchers to focus on the behavior of the ions,
Okay.
the heavier particles, and still capture the essential physics of the turbulence.
So how does this 5-dimensional swim unit actually work? What makes it capable of handling such complex data?
So the SwinUNet is a type of convolutional neural network,
Okay.
which are commonly used for analyzing image data.
Right.
What's special about the SwinUNet is its hierarchical structure and its ability to learn features at different scales.
Okay.
In this case, the researchers adapted the SwinUNet to handle 5-dimensional data,
Wow.
which is impressive on its own. They use something called n-dimensional shifted window attention, or NDS-WIN-MSA,
Okay.
which essentially allows the network to efficiently process this high-dimensional data by focusing on the most relevant information. Think of it like analyzing a giant spreadsheet with millions of cells where you can only look at a small window at a time.
So it's kind of like the AI is learning to zoom in on the most important parts of the data.
Exactly. Now, to train this 5-dimensional beast, they used a huge amount of data from the GKW numerical solver,
Okay.
a traditional code for simulating plasma turbulence.
Okay.
It's like they fed the neural network a massive textbook on plasma physics.
Wow.
And like a good student, the 5D SwinUNet learned from these examples and was able to make accurate predictions on new data that it had never seen before.
So they basically taught the AI to speak plasma physics.
Pretty much.
That's fascinating. How did they evaluate?